Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Charlie's Angels, 2019 version. So this is I guess a remake. This was a TV show back in the 70s, maybe in the 80s. And then they turned it into a movie with Drew Barrymore was in it, Demi Moore was in it, I think Lucy Liu was in it, and I forgot the other one. I could see her, I can't remember her name, but you know, she was in it. Anyway, so that did okay. I think they made 3 of those movies. Well, this is now a remake, I assume, of those movies with 3 different actresses. Kristen Stewart is one of them. Naomi Scott is another, and Ella Balinska. I don't know. Elizabeth Banks is in it as well. And here's the bad news. It's 4.2 on IMDb, and 19,000 people have seen it. So I'm expecting something pretty bad, and it's an hour and 58 minutes long. So let me get into it, find out what it's about, and see if it's any good. Maybe, you know, I'll save you some time. I don't know. Hopefully it's good and it's underrated. I don't know. I'll get into it. I'll let you know. Stick around. Hey everybody. I want to do a quick check-in. We're watching Charlie's Angels, and we're at the 52-minute, 43-second mark. And I decided to stop it here. First of all, Cameron Diaz was the other Charlie's Angels. And I did think of it before. What I'm about to tell you is that this is a sequel. This is not a remake. So they show, you know, like Charlie's Angels over the years. They show the original TV show, and they're showing Bosley, the Bosley that was it Patrick Stewart playing Bosley in this. They show him throughout the years, like superimposed, and the pictures are terrible. You know, it's like it's like if I were to, you know, put his face on the actual Bosley from the 1970s, and then, you know what I mean. And I'm not very, you know, I'm not very good at Photoshop, but they're photoshopped in, so that's funny to me. That it looks that bad. And maybe they wanted that to be funny. I'm sure they had to. Anyway, it's a sequel, so it shows them up until this point. And this Bosley is retiring, so a small piece of that. But it's really about Kristen Stewart and Naomi, I forget her last name. They are Charlie's Angels. The other girl, well, again, I forget. I don't know those other 2 girls. The other girl who was in this, who I thought was an angel also, is actually not originally. Her, oh no, Naomi is the non-angel. It's Ella Balinska and Kristen Stewart are Charlie's Angels, or 2 angels anyway. And the Naomi is actually a scientist of some sort, or an analyst, or whatever, MIT kind of person. She developed some power source, and that's what the movie's about. She developed a power source that can be weaponized, but nobody knows it, but people are trying to hunt her, try and capture her, try and get her out of the way, and she reaches out to the Charlie's Angels to try and get some help. And so now that's how they're interconnected, and that's why you see these 3. I had thought from the previews that she was Charlie, one of the angels. She is not, but you know, it's all that kind of. So it's all the spy stuff, the sneaking around, the action, you know. And I don't. Right now, I don't think it's a 4. I think there's some cheesiness to it, but that's to be expected. That was in the previous movies. You know, there's a helicopter scene right in the beginning. It's like with Kristen Stewart, like standing on the edge, just like saluting. It was really poorly done, like the superimposed of Patrick Stewart on people's bodies, kind of bad, you know. But that's it. And her character, I think, is also rubs me the wrong way. I don't like her character. The other characters are okay, but like she's like the overconfident, cocky Charlie's Angels, you know. So, but that's it. I mean, that's other than that, I don't think it's awful. You know, it's just, I mean, I went into it thinking it's going to be like this, like, you know, ridiculously over-the-top action kind of stuff, but, you know, unbelievable stuff, but that happens in a lot of these kinds of movies, so, I don't know. I'm going to get back to it here, see where it goes from here, but right now I'm not seeing why it's so bad. I feel bad for Ralph if you've watched it this far. You know, that's about it. But so let me get back into it and try and figure out why it's a 4. Right now, it's not a 4 for me. I mean, it's not a 10, but it's not a 4. So let's see what else happens. Maybe I'll check in before the end and see if anything pops up. If not, I'll see you at the credits and let you know my final thoughts. Stick around. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Charlie's Angels, and I don't know why it's ranked so low. I mean, I guess I have my guesses, but if you take it, you know, based on the movie, you know what I mean? It's the same thing that you see all the time with these kinds of movies. I mean, a lot of action, a lot of, you know, unbelievable kind of stuff, some cheesy lines here and there, and, you know, you get one of these kinds of movies. It's not bad. I don't think it's bad. I thought, you know, it's entertaining, it's fun, it's, you know, the plot's pretty straightforward. You don't have to worry about that. There are some funny parts, at least I thought. I thought there's a part with Elizabeth Banks doing, like, movie references, and it gets, you know, starts bringing her age into it a little bit. I laughed at that. And there's some, you know, smiling moments and stuff. Again, I didn't like Kristen Stewart's character too much, but it gets better. It's not like that the whole time. And that's really, Jonathan Tucker's in it. So I like him. Now, he didn't have a lot of lines in this movie, but he's like the villain, the main assassin in the whole thing. He's from Kingdom. He looks like a scary guy in Kingdom, so he should be a pretty good villain. And so, I don't know. I think I tried to look up to see why potentially people. I guess it's political, you know, in a sense. I don't know if that's even the right term, but you know, it's about women's power, you know, and then even at the end it shows, you know, that has cameos of very successful women. Whatever. This Charlie's Angels was always about 3 women. You know what I mean? It's not like the Ghostbusters movie where it was, you know, guys as Ghostbusters and they flipped it to girls. Not that I had a problem with that either, but this was always the same thing. So I don't know. I mean, it's not over the top, but it's, yeah, I'll say over the top in a sense that it's all about that. Even in the beginning, it shows like a lot of successful women like surfing, doing all these different kinds of things, and that's fantastic. So maybe if you have a problem with that, you might not like this movie. But if you can get past that, it's not. It's fun. It's fun. And that's it. That's all I got for you. I don't think there's anything else to share. The acting. Naomi Scott in this. I couldn't place it for the longest time. I finally got to it at the end. Sarah Michelle Gellar. She reminds me so much of Sarah Michelle Gellar. When you watch this film, if you know who she is and you've seen her in different movies, I kept saying, "What? I know who this is." At first, I thought it was Jennifer Love Hewitt. No, Sarah Michelle Gellar. That's who she reminds me of. And then the guy, the assistant lab guy, reminds me of Mark Ruffalo. He is a very small part, so it'll be hard to pick up on that, but he's been in some other movies too. So I thought they're 2 interesting pieces that, I don't know, did you see that too if you watch this movie? If you do, let me know. I'd love to hear if you get the same thing, but other than that, I don't know why all the people all hating on this. I mean, again, it's not incredible. Maybe a 6, you know. Definitely not a 4. Probably about a 6, I'd say, you know. As long as you go into it with the expectations of what I've set for you, you know, you'll come out just fine. So, I remember the original Charlie Angels movie where they take like the mask off like on Scooby-Doo and it's somebody else. I mean, that's the kind of ridiculousness. And that's not even in this. Like, it's not that bad in this one. So, alright. That's all I got for you. Hopefully I've, you know, edged you on to go ahead and watch it. If you've seen those other ones, you're definitely going to want to watch this one. I think it's a little bit better than the other movies. So, that's all I got. Drop me a line. Love to hear from you. Thumbs up, subscribe, and tell all your friends. But thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.